Decentering men is not about not interacting with men. It's more about managing your expectations with men. It's about realizing that most of the men you interact with are not going to be that guy. And if he's giving unserious energy, just simply match the energy and get what you can get out of the situation and enjoy yourself. Separate yourself from the outcome of this man because the outcome for you is irrelevant. The only way the outcome becomes relevant is if he makes it relevant. I'm going to give you an example. You can have consensual, safe relations with men and take them unseriously because that's how he's acting. But if this man behaves differently, then you can move him out of that unserious category and into a considerate category. That's what it means. Just manage your expectations around these men.
The most powerful thing that you can do as a woman is decenter men in your life. Decenter them. Trust me when I tell you that. This is coming from a man. Believe me when I tell you this. Every single woman that I've known of and that I know of who has decentered men, they're living their happiest life. They're living their best life. They're living a life of absolute peace. At the same time, I also know of women who are still male-centered. They're not living the same way that a woman who has decentered men is living. The women who are male-centered tend to still get played, still get lied to, and still get manipulated because they haven't decentered men in their life. And what's meant by decentering men is not rejecting every single man. When you decenter men, you prioritize your needs and yourself above everyone else. So men are no longer in the spotlight. They're no longer in the center of your life.
Hey ladies. Decentering men does not mean that you don't want a relationship. Decentering men does not mean you should stop going on dates. Decentering men does not mean that the yearning for romantic love is automatically going to go away or that it should go away. Decentering men to me simply means that my desire for a man does not outweigh my desire for true love and respect. It also means that you are looking for actual genuine love and not just validation, because those two are not the same thing. And looking for male validation, as most of us have for a lot of our lives, is not the way to find true love. And letting that desire be your main driving focus in life is extremely dangerous. So yes, you can decenter men and still be very much my man, my man, my man. You can decenter men and still want to be in love and still want to get married and have kids with a man and everything. That's all fine and dandy. To me, it just means that it's not the most important thing in your life, that you still have your own life and your own sense of independence, and you still tend to your other relationships outside of that one, such as the relationship with your family and your friends. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that you can't have a boyfriend and still decenter men. Please don't let these girls scare you.
Something that's not talked about enough for me when the discussion of decentering men comes up is decentering men even when you are single. Not needing to go out and meet men. Not needing to text and have men calling your phone while you're single. Being able to take yourself out to dinner and buy yourself flowers. Not needing to be a 304 because you are single and you're doing you in order to fill a void because you are still not decentering men in your life. True power and true healing is truly decentering men, whether you're in a relationship or whether you are single. Being comfortable with yourself. Being comfortable being alone. Making sure that male attention is not the reason that you feel good about yourself or the reason that you are thriving. That is not true healing, and that will not help you heal. I'm speaking from experience. And I feel like a lot of times, even friends and family, when you become single, they promote for you to just go out in the dating world. They think you're lonely and bored because you don't have men all up in your face. Don't listen to them. Those are just women who act like men don't matter, but then they still put men at the center of their life for satisfaction. Take the time for you. Trust me, true healing will happen, and you'll be a much better person and woman.
I never was going to be married to a man when I just hit a point in my 20s where I didn't even want to be chosen. Like, I didn't want to be a good girl. I didn't want to be none of that shit. I didn't care. I wanted to be me, and I don't care. I don't have to dress modest I don't care if men don't like me. I don't care if they think I'm a HOE or a 304. I don't care about none of that shit. Like none of that matters to me. And when I like started living like that, it was so freeing. It was so freeing to just do what you want to do and not always center men around every single decision that you make. Like, oh my God, are men gonna like if I dress like this? Or are men gonna like if I wear my hair like this? Are men gonna like if I go out to the who gives a who cares? Who cares what men like? Men don't even like themselves. Men don't even like women for real. Clock it. They don't. They don't. Because if they liked women for real, they would treat women better, but they don't. They lie, they cheat, they manipulate, they use. Guarantee you right now, if you're dating a man, if you stop doing shit for him, do you think he's going to stay with you? Because he loves you so much, because he's so in love, he loves you genuinely. Oh my God, such a deep connection. We're best friends. If you stop cooking, cleaning, giving that twat up, do you think he's going to value you still? Do you think he's going to keep you around? And even if he does, he's probably going to keep you around as a backup and just go look for something else. Like, I don't know. I'm not coming from a bitter place because I don't have shit to be bitter about. It's just like, I don't know. I just hate to see the girlies go out good. Like, the women be doing good for themselves. Life be eating down. Like, career thriving, body tea, money looking good. Like, just doing good. And guess what happened? Once a woman up here at the top of her pyramid, guess what happened? A man come along, knock her right down. Now her whole life is centered around that man. And he barely give a fuck. All he mainly give a fuck about is himself, for real.
As a woman, the most evolved version of yourself has decentered men. Your best self is similar to your child self. That version of you was not hurt, was not traumatized, came into this world smiling, kicking, loving, wanted to explore, wanted to see what arts and crafts could do, had an imagination that was taking you on a journey around the world constantly. Where in your childhood self, where in your adolescent, just baby self, discovering the world, were you thinking about men? Boys are bad. Boys are... You knew what the truth was as a little girl. You were too busy playing with Barbies, playing with animals, learning yourself, exploring. For me, I was playing basketball. I wanted to do gymnastics. They said I was too fat to do gymnastics. I was just living life. We did not have time for boys. But somewhere in the patriarchy, they convince us that without a man, we are just about to turn to dust and shrivel up and be like a little witch and cat lady, dog lady. Let them think that. The funny part is that's actually when you become the most magnetic, because men can pick up on your energy and they'll be like, damn, she don't even want me. I want her even more. I want her. She don't want me. She too busy changing the world. Wow. How inspiring. How beautiful. Those are the women that they want, not the pygmishas, not the ones that are willing to cook, clean, do everything under the sun. They want women who have decentered them because they know their power. And men know that is a queen. That's a woman he doesn't have to worry about cheating on him. That's a woman that he knows her worth. And there's nothing sexier than that.
Okay, so if you're one of those girls who gets really worried when like a guy doesn't text you back or he's not showing up for you or whatever have you, I'm going to give you a practical way to get over that, okay? We're not going to make it about him. We're not going to make it about what he should be doing. We're not going to make it about the man at all. What I need you to know as a woman, okay, as a feminine energy, is that if something is meant to happen for you, it is happening. So in that very moment, if they're not texting you, it's because it's meant to happen. Who cares what's going on with them? Who cares if they wanted to, they would. It doesn't matter. It's not about them. It's about the fact that you are literally aligning yourself in every single moment to what is in your highest good by way of being a divine feminine, okay? The divine feminine is in connection with everything that is happening around her. She is in connection with the immaterial. She is in connection with the spiritual. So if something is not happening, it is because it is meant to be that way. If something is happening, it's because it is meant to be that way. I need you to start wiring your mind that way. I need you to acclimate your mind so that you have that response every single time something happens to you. That is the only way that you are going to keep yourself aligned in your divine feminine essence and stay within your receptivity, okay? You cannot be thinking about, oh my God, if he wanted to, he would. I need to be kicking him out, whatever. Stop. The moment that you make it about him or what he should be doing or what you're not receiving is the moment that you get out of your receptive feminine energy. I need you to get in the space of being, this is happening for me. I am receiving this moment. Whatever the outcome, this is happening for me. It is a gift to me in this moment. You need to start thinking that way, because that is the only way that you are going to make sure that you're getting everything that you deserve. That is the only way that you're going to keep your vibration in a frequency of abundance and attraction, okay? So if they're not texting you, if they're not doing whatever, it's because that's what it's supposed to be. It is because that is what is most aligned for the energy. There is nothing that is happening that is out of alignment with what is meant for you in the moment, no matter what. In the moment that you can attune to that is the moment that you can shift the direction that things are going in. That is the moment that you become attractive yet again. That is the moment that you become magnetic yet again, okay? So every time that you notice something happening, and maybe it's the opposite of what you would have expected or wanted to happen, remember, it is happening in your favor. It is happening exactly as it should, and it is aligning you, and you are attracting every single thing that you desire. You are attracting every single thing that is meant for you. No matter what, you don't have to understand it. Just know that you are connected to it. You are connected in the moment. Get present in that moment so that you can receive every single thing that is meant for you of that moment. If you are not in that attractive energy, if you are not in that magnetic energy, if you are not in the space where you can be receptive, no matter what, whatever good opportunities that were meant to come of that space, because there always are, you will not receive it, because your mindset will have been too focused on, if he wanted to, he would. If he was going to do what I deserve. I don't care about the man in this circumstance. I need you to get in alignment with the frequency of the divine feminine, which is always connected to everything that's happening to her, right? Regardless of whether it looks good or bad, she knows that it just is, and it is happening for her highest good. And she is receptive to it because she knows that if she is receptive, then she will receive that which she is meant to, okay? So I hope that resonates for you. Next time you get in your feelings about a guy doing something, I need you to pause, and I need you to clear the overthinking mind and get back to your receptive, calm, and flow feminine energy. You do not deserve to be overthinking or worrying. You have to know that it's happening for you, and you allow the other thoughts to dissipate. That is what you do. That is it. And from that moment, everything will align as it should, and you will see that things actually flow in a way that feels authentic, that feels good. Because why? Because you created space, and you're not allowing your mind to be infiltrated by things that are arbitrary, okay?
So one of the things I'm told very often because of my videos is the fact that I hate men. And I just want to clarify that there is a huge difference between hating men and decentering men. And I've done the latter. A year and a half ago, I made a very conscious decision to completely decenter men from my life. And what I mean by decentering is that I will no longer think, feel, act, dress, or plan my life around the guy being my compass. Because in the past, whenever I got into a long-term relationship, I would find myself giving myself too much for someone when I should have never been with them in the first place. But now that I'm older, I've come to realize that any guy that isn't the one that helps you flourish and thrive is bad for you. The mere existence of the wrong guy in your life will take away your attention and will completely up your timelines. They are taking up mental space and your energy, and these are things that you cannot measure, but it's the only thing that actually matters. And I'll tell you what's happened once I decentered men. I started sleeping better. I've now started taking care of my body. I got a promotion at my work. I built a well-paying career out of social media simply because I now had the time and energy to think, feel, speak. Most importantly, I've come back to alignment. My thoughts, my feelings, my actions are now focused on one thing, which is my well-being and improving the quality of my life. I'm sure that a right guy will bring me the same amount of peace, but it is quite hard to find that person. But until I find that guy, I will not be influenced by society or my age or what people tell me. I'm reserving my soft girl energy for only and only the right guy.
Decentering men mean that you have to stop blaming them for everything. What did they do? They just drug you along and you didn't have any power? You have to do a mindset shift and take ownership of your own issues and your own problem without focusing anything on them or about them. It's all about you and your healing and your journey to step into self-love. So we're not thinking about anybody else. We're just thinking about us. That is what decentering men or decentering anybody else is about. It's all about you. Mindset shift. All right. And so that's why I keep on promoting self-love, self-love, self-love every day, because self-love is just you thinking about yourself, you watering yourself, you feeding yourself, right? You feeling your own love.
Okay, so a lot of people talk about the idea of decentering men, and I really, really like that. But y'all have to realize when people say decentering men, they mean all men. Like, you can't say you're decentering men, but then when a man with a lot of money comes in or like a celebrity comes in, Like suddenly you're putting them on a pedestal and you're acting like they are way above you and you're changing your ways to impress them. And for my fellow Black women, a lot of Black women love to pedestalize white men or men that are just not Black. Like if they're not Black, they're on a pedestal. But if you want to truly decenter men and be free, you need to decenter all of them. I don't care if they are rich. I don't care if they're a celebrity. I don't care if they're an athlete. I don't care if they're outside of your race. You just need to stop pedestalizing them because you're not decentering them. That's just recoding the same cycle that caused the issue in the first place. Because at the end of the day, they all have the same mentality anyways. They have the mentality of a man. And we as women are trained to just orbit around them and just dress for them and talk about them, and even all the topics of, oh, how to get a rich guy and how to act like this and that. That's still centering men in your orbit. Decentering men is realizing that no man, no matter how much money or power he has or how different he might seem, he should not be the source of your worth and self-validation. By the way, you could still be in a relationship while decentering men. You could still want to get a rich man or whatever and still decenter men. It just means being able to still be yourself and dress how you want and act how you want and doing the activities you want to do without looking for that validation from a man. Just do what makes you happy. Because one thing about men is they are always going to move the goalpost no matter what you do. So even when you are the good girl, a wifey type, a city girl, a master manipulator, or whatever it might be, they're always going to move the goalpost and always try to invalidate you. And it's just, they're always going to do that. So you might as well not try to chase their validation and just do what makes you the happiest and build your community. It doesn't matter who they are, decenter them.
I am living proof that you cannot choose your sexuality. I like men. In fact, I love them, unfortunately. These are questions I've asked myself in the present and in the past that help me actively live a life decentering men. Do my friends know more about my love interests than they do about my career or my passions? Are our bookends of every conversation about the men we're seeing, what they're doing, what they're not doing? What does my week look like? Does it consist of me centering my plans around the things that I'm doing with my boyfriend, or keeping things loose with my friends so that I can bail in case he's free? Or does my week consist of other things I'd like to do? No pun intended, or people I'd like to see. Is my mood dependent upon the actions of a man? Am I tense or worried or cranky when I perceive distance? And then am I happy and peppy and giddy when they do reach out? Or am I consistent and even-keeled with my emotions? Am I still myself? And am I maintaining my autonomy? Whoa, baby. Are my opinions, because I have them, being voiced, or are they diminished? Am I making decisions based off of what I think a man wants, or am I making them based off of what I want? Is my overall experience a net positive? Am I giving more than I'm receiving? Are my sacrifices worth what I am gaining in return? Does this man have mutual respect and admiration for me? I'm really admiring everybody who knows how to do these get ready with me easily. This shit is hard. Having a man in your life is great and all, but it's not worth it at the expense of losing yourself.
Instead of decentering men, why don't you just heal? I don't know is that a new word for healing or what? Like, I don't know exactly what that actually means, but stop. You know why things really don't work out? I feel like I don't even want to say this generation, just the world. Like the way we look at love is wrong. Like we look at someone else fulfilling us, that emptiness that's only made for God. Go to God and then you'll know who to allow to love you. Seriously, I'm telling you, life just gets better. You just won't allow just anybody into your life. Once, that's the real decentering, if you want to ask me. Because all this stuff y'all be talking about, y'all never mention God. Y'all, self-care, I'm going to do this, fix my hair, go get my nails done. Nothing never's about God. So even after you get out of that phase, you run into the same mess. Because you know why? You did not include God. Stop.
Your life is going to go so much better when you start decentering men. Please do not be equalizing what a man has done to you up to how well you're going to look at yourself, because those are two different things. You matter. Your feelings matter. You deserve somebody who's going to treat you the correct way. You don't have to deal with that. And like I just told y'all in my last video, you left your ex alone and met him. You think you can't leave him and meet another nigga? Did you think the game stopped just because he hurt you? No. This shit gotta keep going. We can't do this shit over again. If you wake up the next day and God forbid you're not here, the last day that you were on this earth, you spent it being stressed out over a man? Over a piece of a man? Oh, no, fuck no. We're not doing that.